So, what's up, everybody? This is Green Bean. This is the Bean Bag, and this is my first ever attempt at podcasting on my own. As far as who I am and all that jazz, a lot of you know me. I've been around the Jets since 1982. I got involved right before the Mud Bowl. It was that year. I remember seeing commercials on TV with Richard Todd saying things like, "This year we're going to the Super Bowl," and that meant a lot to me because my Aunt Gina, who was my favorite aunt, well, not my, I loved all my aunts, but she was the one that she liked the Beatles and she liked the Jets, and she was younger, so she just seemed closer to what I could get with. So she was a Jets fan, and most of my family were Giants fans. So I actually got into the Jets because of her, so I started watching some games, and then she took me to a place called the Ground Round, and we went in to see the Mud Bowl. It was a little restaurant in Belleville, New Jersey, and we went in there, and there were 3 Miami fans and my Aunt Gina and myself at the bar, and we watched this terrible game where Richard Todd threw about 4 interceptions, if I remember correctly. It might even have been 5, and 2 of them were to A.J. Dewey, 4 touchdowns, and that was the end of that. So I got in then, and I've been around the Jets. I was a season ticket holder, never in my own name, but I bought them for 5 or 6 years there. I sat in section 311, row 32, I think it was. Might have been 27. Both of those are in my head. So one of those. 50-yard line, upper level in Giant Stadium. And it was great. We were there for 5 or 6 years. And then even before and after that, I went to just so many games. I went to every game during the Coslet era, the Kotite era, the Pete Carroll era, the Kotite era. I gave them up the second, the middle of the second year for Kotite, and then we went and got Parcells, and I was shit out of luck. So that's how that went for me. I mean, I should have known something right then. My luck aligns very well with the Jets' luck. And that's the way that this went for me. So I've been around. Now, I've been on Jets forums for a very long time. There was an older board called the Rivals Board, and I was on that. Met lots of guys. I was Green Bean way back then. That was in like 1999, 2000, 2001. That range. I became Green Bean right in about, let's just say the year 2000. That's when I became Green Bean. And I ended up at JetNation just about a decade ago. So right around 2008, I think it was, maybe 2009. So that would be like 11 years ago now. I ended up at JetNation, moved my Green Bean-isms over there, and I just hung out on the board. And as you know, this past year, JetNation and I kind of got together, and we developed a little show called On the Road with Green Bean. And that has been well received, And the truth is I love doing it. I love Jet Nation. I love the guys on there. I love the content on there. I love talking Jets. And the ability to, kind of express my views, my thoughts, without anybody interrupting me was pretty fun, And so this grew on me, this On the Road with Green Bean thing. And I really liked it. So here we are. I met some other great Jets content creators, such as Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, Gangrene David, Matt O'Leary, Richie from Jets Media, Ali from Loyal Jets Fans, Joe Blewett from JetX, lots of guys. Obviously Glenn and Alex from Jet Nation Radio. So through that, we've kind of developed this little bit of a community, this Jets fan content creation community. And it's been a blast. We'll visit each other's channels. We kind of collaborate on some on some projects. We do the Tuesday night Talking Jets panel, and I don't want to forget guys like New York Sports MC and some other guys. But there's a lot of us. There's a lot of these guys. Jets Hub, another one. So we're all kind of helping each other out. I'm a passionate fan. I'm a dedicated fan. I'm a knowledgeable fan, but I'm not at a place any longer at 48 years old where I allow the Jets to destroy me on a weekly basis. Now, right on the heels of this week when I'm creating this podcast, it just so happens to be a week where the Jets, I let them in too deep, and they got me. they got me this week, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. So, like I said, traditionally speaking, the last 4 years or so, I haven't really allowed the Jets to get in too deep. If they lose, they lose. If they win, great. I'm rooting for it. I'm into it. But it doesn't ruin my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday again, anymore. And it used to. It used to ruin my week. And then right around Thursday or Friday, I'd start prepping for the next week, and I'd get all amped up again. And they'd do it to me again. But so that shit doesn't happen anymore to me, except for this week. Now, this week just so happens to be the week where the Jets decided to win their first game of the 2020 season against the Los Angeles Rams. And I'll be real honest, I was cautious about every single game. Look, I got a fucking guy revving his engine. You hear him? This is the kind of stuff I get. So now I got a guy revving his engine, and that's one of the things that happens when you're outside. Like as you guys, a lot of you already know, I travel. So I'm always somewhere else. Pretty much every other week or so, I'm in a different location. Sometimes even sooner than that. Sometimes when I'm trying to get to a different location, we'll spend a day or two in one and move. But generally speaking, I try to do 2 or 3 weeks in one spot and then move. So right now I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that's what happens. The elements are something that I deal with where other podcasters don't necessarily deal with that. So, all right, it's 2020. The Jets have been losing every game, and I thought, I was really cautious with the Patriots game, the Raiders game, the Denver game, because after they lost 4 weeks and just the 4 or 5 weeks in the worst fashion possible, I mean, they looked like a JV team. A lot of us fans just decided, you know what, I'm not going to be rooting for wins. My hope is that they blow it, and they just, they tank the season, get the highest possible draft pick they can, which just so happens to be the year where one of the greatest quarterback prospects of all time is sitting there, a guy named Trevor Lawrence. So every week we've been losing, and us Jets fans are getting more and more excited. Like I said, I was cautious every week. Every week I was like tempered. And last week we're playing the 9-3 or 9-4 Rams. They're fighting for a division title. They're fighting for the playoffs. And we just got our asses handed to us by Seattle, 40-3. And it looked like this team was just going to pack it in and fold up. And instead, they travel to the West Coast 2 weeks in a row. They travel to the West Coast, and they win. So my guard was down. They play this incredible game. Bryce Hall pick, Quinnen Williams lighting it up, Sam's throwing the ball around. You got Ty Johnson with his first Jets touchdown. You got Frank Gore, 2 yards a carry, 2 point whatever. But still, he got the yards when they needed it, and they actually beat the damn Jets. And I'm a little bit pissed at Sean McVay. 3rd and 4, he throws a bomb. 4th and 4, okay, you want to take one shot, try to catch the Jets sleeping, fine. But 4th and 4 is business time. You have to go and you got to get that fucking 4 yards. But instead, he gives it to one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in the league. And Jared Goff throws 2 errant passes, 3rd and 4, 4th and 4, and the Jets hold. They hold. So we win the game, and it was by a hair that we were the number 1 draft pick for this guy, Trevor Lawrence. It was a hair. And that hair was broken because now the Jacksonville Jaguars have pick number 1, and the Jets have pick number 2. And while as of yesterday, with the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Jets have locked in and clinched the 2nd spot, so we can't get lower, which is positive. But pick 1 to pick 2 in this particular draft might as well be the entire first round. It's that drastic. Trevor Lawrence to Justin Fields, or to the Baylor kid Wilson, or Trey Lance, or Mac Jones, or Trask, or any of these guys. Kellen Mond, whoever you want to talk about. Trevor Lawrence is in one universe and the rest of the pack is in another. as far as prospects go. I watched the ACC championship last week, and he looks so good. And I caught myself fantasizing about this guy being a Jet. And that's what happened. So the Jets went out and won. We got bumped down to the second pick, and it got me. Not as bad as, 1998 or 2010. Not that bad. But it got me, and I'm a mess. I'm as far as I allow anymore. I'm about as upset as I can get with the Jets. Now, we still have 2 weeks in the season. If the Jags win 1 and we lose out, we're there. If the Jags win 2 or, but if we both lose out, we lose the pick. We'll be the first 1-15 team in history not to get the first overall draft pick. Wouldn't that be a nice distinction? We could have either been the third team in history to go 0-16, but we won 1 for pride, and then we get an even more embarrassing moniker, which is the first 1-15 team in NFL history not to get the first overall pick. The only time that the worst team in the league didn't get the number 1 pick was during the expansion, or the last time anyway, with the expansion Houston Texans, I think it was. So everybody knew going into that year that the Texans were going to have the number 1 overall pick, so everybody was just playing for 2 and beyond. That's where it started, because the Texans got the first overall pick for their first year in existence. So what do we do? What do we think? I got guys like Mekhi Becton saying that you're not a real fan if you're rooting for losses. I got guys like Connor McGovern saying similar things. You guys should be rooting for us to win. This is what I'll say to both those guys. Go fuck yourselves. How's that? You guys just got here. Both of you been here for, 10 months? Is that what you've been here as a Jets fan? You want us to root for you. Try not losing 13 weeks in a row. You lost 13 weeks in a row, an embarrassing fashion. We were embarrassed to be Jets fans. The only saving grace we had was that this loser outfit that we're trotting on the field with the worst coach we've ever had, superseding Rich Kotite, who has never been heard from again since he resigned from the Jets head coaching position. We have the worst coach ever. The only saving grace we had was that maybe we can get something out of this. Maybe we can get the golden nugget. Maybe it's really our turn. And you're going to kick us because we're upset that you scrubs pulled together 1 game? Now, I happen to love Mekhi Becton. I'm one of the most ardent supporters of Connor McGovern. A lot of you guys know that. I've been beaten up for defending this guy. But I don't like this shit. And I don't like players picking on fans. You don't know anything about what it's like being a Jets fan. We don't just lose. We're not Detroit. Detroit just sucks. Okay, Cleveland Browns, they just suck for all these years. The Arizona Cardinals, showing my age. The Cardinals, the Jaguars, teams like that, they just suck. The Jets have butt fumbles. The Jets have fake spikes. You know what I mean? The Jets have the most painful, dehumanizing ways to lose. Name one other starting quarterback that got his jaw broken in the locker room by a defensive end. Huh? Name another one that happened to. Name another one that their starting quarterback got mono and had to miss the whole first quarter of the season. This is what we deal with. Okay? So the 1 year that it's actually looking like we might lose and have purpose in our losing, you guys go out there and you win a game, and we're not psyched about it because 1-15, I don't care what you say, it's not better than 0-16. It's stupid. It's negligible. It means nothing. Now, I want you to know, I'm not against guys who root for the wins. I'm on the tank side this year. Usually I'm not. At the end of the year, I switched. But I'm on the tank side. But I don't say anybody's not a real fan. Watch my video. I made a video about whether or not you were a real fan. And what did I say at the end of that video? It doesn't matter. We're all fans. I don't give a shit what you want to root for. We're Jets fans. We're all we got. The whole fucking league wants to pick on us. Everybody loves to kick us. Everybody loves to pick on us. Everybody loves to laugh at us. We're all we got. And fucking Mekhi Becton and Connor McGovern want to kick us too. Don't take it, Jets fans. Don't take it. Let them know. Look, man, we're all behind you. We're supporting you. We love you as a pick. We think you're going to be great. But shut your face. You just got here. Don't judge anything. You've been here 5 minutes. Tell us we're not real fans. I sat in that stadium, 20 degrees, losing 6-3. The most boring games of the week. You know what I mean? That's who we are. Okay? Butt fumble on Monday Night Football. That's the way we butt fumble. We don't butt fumble 1 o'clock on a Sunday, week 4. It's not who we are. We go to Monday night on a division opponent, the Patriots, and we see ghosts. We butt fumble. That's what happens to us. So up until this point, every week, everybody's talking about Trevor Lawrence should stay back in school. Trevor Lawrence should force a trade from the Jets. Did you see that? What was it, Dan Patrick? He basically, when he interviewed Trevor Lawrence, he basically said, "Are you crazy? You're not afraid of the Jets. You might be going to the Jets, man. They suck. They're going to ruin your career." That's what he was basically saying in so many words. So now we lost the pick. And guess what happens? Everybody laughs at us. Ha ha, you suck. They were beating us up last week about being not good enough. We didn't deserve. We got this guy Shap saying that we don't deserve the number 1 pick. A team like the Jets doesn't deserve to be rewarded with a guy like Trevor Lawrence. This is the shit we hear. So we win a game. Everybody's supposed to be happy. What does the NFL media do? They laugh at us. You guys couldn't even do that. You can't even lose right. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, and it cuts both ways for us. So fuck you. This first podcast might not be very fun. That's what I'm learning. I'm just talking. I don't know. But what I will say is this. I love Jets fans. You name one other organization that deals with the shit that we deal with and is still this passionate. Sure, you got the little segments, the dog pound. But look at the Patriots fans. They just had 20 years of there are kids, there are 20, 21-year-old, 25-year-old people in this world that are Patriots fans who have never known losing. Never in their entire lifetime. They were born into this Belichick-Brady thing, and they have consistently won. They've won 6 Super Bowls. They've been to 9 or whatever it is. And then when they didn't get in there, they were the AFC Championship game or the semifinals or whatever. And what happens the year that Tom Brady leaves? Dude, you have droves of people leaving the Patriots. These are diehard Pats fans. This is what they have. Diehard Pats fans going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. Why? Because I'm a fucking fan of Tom Brady. Bullshit. What is that? You don't see me leaving with Jamal Adams. You don't see me leaving with James Farrier. You don't see me leaving with anybody that doesn't sign with us. Robbie Anderson. You think I'm a damn Panthers fan? Now, the argument can be made we haven't had a player like Tom Brady. I'll give you that. I don't give a shit. That just means you're fortunate. If you're either a fan of a team or you're not. So don't start kicking us. We stay right here. We never leave. The Jets... the Johnsons bought the team for $600 million. It's now worth, what, $3 billion? Why? You want to know why? They sucked almost the whole time. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Our games aren't blacked out. Are they? Hell no. Because we're the most loyal fans in the league. We don't have winning to fall back on. We don't have Tom Brady to justify people being a fan. If you're a Jets fan and you're 20 years old, when do you get into football? 8, 9, 10? 2010 maybe? When we went to the AFC Championship game? That's what we got. That's it. The last 10 years, if you're still here, if you became a fan during the Rex Ryan era and you're still here, you're an animal. You're a stalwart. And you're made of gold. And don't let anybody tell you differently. These players can kiss my ass. Doesn't mean I'm not going to root for you. I'm just going to stand right here and say, no. You don't get to talk to us like that, man. We just had a GM trade 3. First of all, he passed on Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, just to take a damn safety, and then he backed that up with taking a safety in the second round. So 2 safeties. That's what we got. 2 safeties and a quarterback-rich draft. He traded 3 second-round picks to move up 3 spots to grab. He didn't even know who he was going to grab. And the truth, he thought he was going to get Baker Mayfield. So he didn't know he was going to get Mayfield. If the Giants took Darnold, we would have got Josh Allen. We didn't know. He traded up 3 picks into space. Think about that. Our GM gave 3 second-round picks over the course of 2 years to move up 3 spaces and still had to depend on other teams. That's how shitty that was. So he takes Sam Darnold. He gets the guy he wanted. It all fell for him. So we don't have a second round. Our next pick is the 3rd round. What do you think we should do? What should we do? We just traded 3 second-round picks to move up when we got our quarterback. So what's the plan? Build around him, right? Give him some protection. Give him some weapons. Give him some support. You know what he did? Does anybody remember? He reached for a advanced in age, small school defensive tackle. After taking defensive tackle in the first just 2 years earlier, this is what you need? That whole draft was packed full of defense. He took cornerbacks, and I think he gave Darnold 1 4th-round tight end. That's what he gave him. So don't talk to me about what real fans are. The shit we've endured, you'll never know. You got 13 straight losses. This isn't even that out of character for us. So kiss my ass. Mekhi Becton, Connor McGovern, and anybody else. Until you're in a locker room where the defensive end knocks your quarterback out, breaks his jaw, and you got to go in with a journeyman quarterback. Until that happens to you, and then journeyman quarterback has a great year, 10-5, all we got to do is go beat the shitty Buffalo Bills to get to the playoffs. What does he do? He throws 5 interceptions. That's the stuff we deal with, man. To our previous coach, Rex Ryan. There's layers. Hey, there are layers to our pain. It can't just be a loss and out of the playoffs. No. It has to be to the previous coach who we just fired, who isn't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. His only purpose was to beat us, and we let him. So he got to walk off the field laughing his ass off with his blue truck and his blue tattoo of his wife and Mark Sanchez's jersey. And we had to go home. Again, 10-6, didn't make the playoffs. Who's 10-6 and doesn't make the goddamn playoffs? The Jets. So don't talk to me about real fans. And don't talk to me about what you know about us, about what we should be doing. How about this? Why don't you win some friggin' games before week 14 or week 15? How about that? How about not going to Seattle where we just traded a loudmouth punk-ass player and you go up to his team and you give him the last laugh without even showing up? You guys didn't even show up the week before. Tell us what we're supposed to root for, man. So that leads us to this week against the Cleveland Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns are fighting for the playoffs. You got Baker Mayfield and the crew. You got the dog pound. And this is a game we should lose. And we should lose it. And I want you to lose it. Okay? We have 2 weeks. We have a 29% chance these odds makers gave us of getting Trevor Lawrence. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to shut your fucking mouths. Shut your faces. And I want you to go out there and play the way you played for 14 damn weeks or 13 weeks before this last week. We've had to endure it. You should have to own it. Go out there, lay down, take it like a man, and give us our chance at the best damn quarterback that we've ever had. And then we can all get together and play nice again. Okay? We got a deal? You go on the field. You roll you take a dive from the Cleveland Browns. You take a dive and show us that you're sorry. That's what I want to see. We're sorry, Jet Nation. That's what I want to see. It's what we're owed. It's what we deserve. We deserve you to acknowledge our pain, not kick us like the rest of the damn league is doing. How dare you? How dare you have the balls to say anything like we're not real fans? You don't know us. We were here before you and we'll be here after you. Now, our time here together can be great if we let it, but it's going to start with this. You shut up. You don't talk to us like that. Jets fans are the best fans in the country. You know, I thought I was going to come out here and be all jokes and shit today. That's what I thought. Turns out I'm pissed off, huh? All right, so next week we're going to have all kinds of visitors and characters and all that sort of stuff. We're going to have people writing in with questions. I already got a couple. I was hoping to get to a few of them. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. You want to know why? Because I'm exhausted all of a sudden. I got to film a Christmas card. I live in an RV now, so we're going to do a Cousin Eddie theme. I'm already wearing the hat. That's what this is. I'm going to wear the Cousin Eddie hat with the robe and no pants, and I'm going to do the shitters full joke. I'll laugh later. So Jet Nation, don't forget, go to jetnation.com. Get in the conversation over there, the greatest forum, the largest independent fan site in the NFL. You can talk in our draft forum, our Jets forum. It's great. Go to Jet Nation's YouTube. You can see On the Road with Green Bean, the Jet Nation podcast. Don't forget to go to my webpage, my YouTube page, which is Green Bean Jets Fan on YouTube. You can go to Instagram, Green Bean the Jets Fan. You go to Twitter, Bean the Jets Fan. I'm all over the place. Let's hang out a little bit. I'm looking forward to building this with you. But one last thing. You don't owe anybody anything, Jet Nation. If anything, we're the ones that are owed. And the Johnsons better come correct next time. And they better fire this damn coach. And they better get us somebody we're proud of. I don't want to see no... what the hell is... I lost his name in my brain, but the coach from the Eagles. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see any Bill O'Brien shit. All right, Jet Nation. Well, know this. I love you. I'm one of you. I feel everything you feel. Like and comment, subscribe, and hit the bell and all those jazzy things for me so I can continue to do this for you. And we'll get it going. Thank you.